Good morning. Wow, what a last 24 hours or so. It was, well actually 22 hours ago when I finally left the dock at Finnsnes and got out on the water again. And it wasn't until then that I just realised, so ironically after a 10-day break, just how beat I am. It wasn't the ideal rest as I touched on in my earlier video. And yeah, I was just a bit of a wreck. Mentally as well, I've just been all over the place with so many different projects, and constantly I'm being reminded by Mother Nature and surrounding actions that soon enough it's going to be time for a good solid break. I haven't really haven't had a good holiday, I don't know, for about 6 years or so. So I was out on the water and the wind was in my face and the waves, and I was getting splashed and I was feeling all grizzly, which is the opposite to how I should have been feeling. And I think in that time, it's really tempting just to say, you know what, this is just rubbish. I don't want to do this anymore. But before quitting, you should always rest. At the same time, I'm always having this counterbalance of, I need to make my miles. I've got a long way to go and I don't have all of my life to do it. There's definitely a deadline at the end of this one because of other commitments. So then I'm just juggling this. I want to experience this, I want to feel this journey. And I also need to make miles, I need to get somewhere. But gosh, I covered 6 miles in 2 hours, and then I knew that a storm was brewing from the forecast. So I just thought, I came past this little bay and thought, you know what, there looks like some shelter there, and maybe there's like a picnic shelter, or there was not a ferry waiting room. So I pulled up on this little beach and walked to the nearest house over there. Lovely house with a grass roof, and it was the first thing I saw when I came into this bay, and this lovely lady, Ruth, answered. And she just looked quizzically at this random bloke in cycling shorts and a big yellow jacket and life jacket. And I explained what I was doing, and I asked if there was somewhere to stay around here, and she said, I think I saw you on TV, I'm not sure. We walked down and she saw the bike, and then her husband Vidar came down on a quad bike with their Labrador Pier in the front in a basket. And Ruth explained the situation, and then Vidar rushed off to get his sister, who lives just over the hill, and she happens to own this cabin. And sure enough, they said, yes, you can stay in the cabin. And the next thing I know, I was in this nice warm little place, and they were bringing water down, and I was invited to dinner. And the storm was howling, the wind and the rain. I was so thankful to be inside, and there was beer and alcoholic digestive drinks from all of the nations. The Danish one is not very tasty, but all the rest were. And all the while, as the storm played its part, Vidar's robotic electric lawnmower was just casually mowing the lawn outside. It was just so funny. It was such a lovely night. And this morning they invited me over to breakfast, and
Good morning!
Man, after just a week of just dealing with all of those things that humans bring, which you just don't need to be dealing with, they refreshed my faith in humanity. And that's exactly why I do these trips. It's exactly why I share these journeys on these video blogs, because if you guys out there ever see someone cycling or water biking or skateboarding or kayaking or stand-up paddleboarding or even crawling on a long journey, please look after them. It means the world. People, strangers, are not dangerous. They're really not. The world is surrounded by this goodness, and God, these guys have given me such a lift. And I think the last act was, yesterday when I was tired, I forgot to pack the paddle, which I use just to get in, especially when it's kind of weedy and my prop can't get me into shore. And yeah, sure enough, Ernst went off and got a spare paddle from his little fishing rib. So now I'm officially not up a fjord without a paddle. And in the next hour the wind is dying down, as it already is, and I'll be back on the water, but I'm refreshed. I'm still a bit tired, and I'm not gonna just bust the miles because I can. I made a resolution that I'm just gonna take this journey one step at a time now and enjoy it for what it actually is. And if I don't get to the end on time, then we'll just work it out, it'll be fine. But this is the most important thing. When someone is there with a paddle, with a shower, with a meal, with friendship and just loads of stories, and when it ends with, yeah, if you're ever back with your fiance, then you know, you just come and look after Pia when we're abroad on holiday. You can write a book here. Just amazing. The journey continues. That was my last 24 hours. I hope yours was equally as good. Cheers, guys.